excited to have you here. Welcome to your weekly card class from Maine. My name is Julie Max and I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up. And I'm here for a really fun card class. This one is amazing because it's something that I really love to work with. So I come on every Monday, about 8 o'clock Eastern time. Sometimes I'm on time and sometimes I'm not. But anyway, about 8 o'clock on a Monday. And I share a card class with 4 cards. And I offer these cards for free to watch. You can watch me design. You can hear me talk about the styles and the colors and all of the elements that I'm putting in, because I do love the layers. If you've never seen me before, I love layers and I add a lot to my card bases. I like them to be worthwhile. I don't make simple cards. I make amazing cards. So hopefully you enjoy that too and you're hanging out with me. Please say hi as you jump on. I would love to know where you're watching and how much snow you have. Now I know some of you don't have any snow. I think we got well over a foot in the last 24 hours. It was a snow day for us in Maine. Maine basically shut down. The state, the entire state shut down, which was awesome because I got to play in my craft room all day, and that's something that I definitely love to do. So anyway, I'm just talking here for just a second while I wait to see if I'm actually live with the tech and if I have any friends joining me as well. I do try to check out comments on occasion, not entirely. Now, after this Facebook Live is recorded, it goes over to my YouTube channel as a video. So if you want to come back and watch it again and Facebook has deleted it, which they do after 30 days, you can go to my YouTube channel and check out any of my classes over there. They live there forever and it is awesome. I have a lot of classes over there. Hi, my friends on YouTube. I know that you are definitely enjoying some of my classes. I appreciate your comments over there as well. So I also love when you like, subscribe, do all of the things. Help me out. Let me know that you're liking what I'm sharing and I'm going to keep doing it. So as mentioned, I do share the class for free. The card kits come to you in the mail with your qualifying order, and I ask for a $50 order. I am here in the States. $50 is after your coupons, before shipping and tax. And then I'm going to mail you out those 4 card kits. You're going to get everything that you see tonight as I put the kits together. There are a lot of pieces. Again, loving the layers, and I love to share. My kits are a little bit of a sampler. You're getting different DSP. You're getting different die cuts, not just with the bundle that I am sharing, but other bundles, other embossing folders, other punches. Tonight we're also working with some specialty papers. So these special cards each have a different specialty paper in them. So we're going to kind of go over the specialty papers. I feel like they're often overlooked, as everyone is, of course, very excited about DSP, because what's not to love about DSP? All right, so I'm still looking to see if I have any friends commenting here. I'm refreshing my Facebook page just so that I can check it out. Now, I don't share all of the dimensions for my cards that I'm creating, so I just want you to know that, as people are asking me to please share. Sometimes I randomly talk about the measurements. Most of the time I do not. So these are all my own designs and they are free to everyone who purchases with me. I do a really great PDF card recipe. And they also are free to my team members. So that's 2 ways that you can get them for free. Now, if you're wondering, like, I'm already a demonstrator, do you sell PDFs? That is definitely something that's coming soon. I am working on my blog. I've actually going to get going on that very shortly. And I do plan to offer the PDFs for sale. So they will be for sale if you really, really, really can't figure this out on your own. I mean, just play with paper and have fun. All right, I think I have a few watchers here. We have Kathy D. Oh, that's awesome. Kathy says I'm doing good. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Patty. Hi, Sandra. Oh my gosh. 3 of my most favorite stampers in the entire world. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but 3 of my most favorite stampers that I chit chat with online are with me tonight. So you guys, it's like we have a private class for me included, 4. So 4 of us. This is so much fun. All right, we're going to try to get over to my workspace next. If I can work out all of my little tech buttons here without, ending my live accidentally. All right, let me see. I think this is correct. Yes. And we are going to add picture in a picture if we can. Okay, there we go. We did it. All right. And I'm kind of going to be like profile here because I do have 2 cameras. And this is just how I work it, right? I do the best I can with all the tech. Okay, Greenery Lane is our class tonight. This is an awesome class because I love the greens. Like, Other than, I mean, flowers are very popular, of course, but I like anything with a tree, with a green leaf, branch, spriggy thing. Those are my jam. So I love them. And I'm playing with Greenery Lane. Now, before we jump into Greenery Lane, I should probably talk to you a little bit about a couple of other things, just in case you're wondering, and you may have seen from other demonstrators. This brand new Stampin' Positioner tool is coming soon. This is mine, and I haven't even opened it yet. You guys, I have not opened the box. I'm not opening the box yet. I will be doing another video probably playing with this. I'm really excited about it. There is some graph paper that comes separately, that you can purchase separately. And this is available with a joint offer that starts on February 3rd. February 3rd through March 2nd. You can get this positioner tool for free. This is a $49 value. The paper is separate. And all you have to do is sign up to be a demonstrator and get a discount. That's basically what you're doing to get the positioner for free. Now, if you don't want to sign up, I totally get it. Again, you don't have to demonstrate anything. Demonstrator is just the word for discount shopper, okay? That's like a code word, discount. And then I was going to say something else, but I've probably already forgotten it. In and out of the brain. Okay. Oh, Stampin' Up will offer this for sale. Good news, in case you're like, no, I don't want to, give my information to Stampin' Up and join them. I would like to just buy this. So Stampin' Up will offer this for sale at a future date. So it's probably going to be well into March before they do that. So Stampin' Positioner, you may have seen other demonstrators using it. You may be a demonstrator who already has it. It's really exciting, and I can't wait to dig into it, but I haven't done that yet. What else do I have? Let me see. These are the announcements. These are my commercials before we get into class. January Suite of the Month. Now in January, I used the Lovely Blossoms. Oh, no, it's called Lovely Arrangements. It's a Lovely Blossoms suite. I used a lot of these products for my January card kit of the month, but I'm also offering, if anyone orders this suite with me in January, and I realized it was on back order for quite a bit, so I may extend this, but if you order the suite from me, you're going to get an additional 6 card recipes emailed to you on February 1st. Now, card kit of the month was great for January. I think maybe you guys have them all or not. I'm not sure. So the fun fold recipe, I do a fun fold recipe for everybody that gets the card kit of the month. And this was our fun fold recipe. And a couple days ago, I asked which embellishments I should use on this card. And there was a couple of choices. There was Old Olive, Secret Sea, Cloud Cover, and White. And you can see here that I ended up using the green. I really liked the Old Olive. So everybody that voted, thank you. This is our fun fold card. So it kind of just opens like this, stands nicely. And I happened to put a little thing on the back here so that, if you wanted to write something on the back, you're able to do that too. So this card recipe, so every fun fold is different every month, and it goes along with my card kit of the month, and it's a special little feature. But the January Suite of the Month, one more week to get that to qualify for extra recipes from me, because I know you guys are loving the recipes. Okay, I think that's everything until we get to embossing, and then I'm going to talk about embossing again, which is super exciting. Oh wait, I lied. I'm just kidding. I'm going to set that one aside. Bonus days are ending soon. Oh my gosh. Are you guys loving the $5 coupons for your $50 product order? I sure am. Oh my gosh. I see somebody else on here, Vaughn, from Eaton Rapids. I can't talk tonight. Eaton Rapids, Michigan. Hi, Vaughn. Thanks for joining us. I see Corey. Michelle. Hi, Michelle. I hope you're doing well. Bonus day coupons. Don't forget, you've got like another week or so, a week and a few days to get every $50 increment, you get a $5 coupon. I'm so excited for class tonight. I can't talk. The product of the month for January is the Fabulous Things stamp set. We've been talking about this a little bit, and I know a lot of you have picked this up for $5. And that $5 price point is amazing for a whole stamp set. You have to spend $75 to get this. You have to add this to your cart. There's been some confusion for quite a few customers. It doesn't automatically go into your cart. You have to request it, and you can only get it one time. So there's a little banner when you're shopping that says, you're almost close to qualifying. You've qualified, and then you have to click on the item, and then you have to add it to your cart. So make sure you're not missing out on that. That is something that is awesome. Bonus days. And we have one more week for our January birthday friends to get their 20% off order. So don't forget, I do this every month. So whenever it's your birthday month and you are a customer, contact me. You're going to get a really great deal. and get some birthday stuff for an amazing price. Okay, I think we're ready now to jump into Greenery Lane. So here we go. We're going to do this now. Randomly, I will be checking my comments to make sure we're still good. So make sure you're still saying hi as you jump on. Okay, Greenery Lane, here it is. This is a really great bundle, as mentioned. Loving the leaves. So it's really all about leaves. There are very tiny flowers in it. So if you're like sick of flowers, this is the way to go. Get the leaves. There are 4 sentiments. Wishing you well, here for you, love and hugs, and thank you. Now, I really wish they had added a happy birthday, because I feel like every stamp set should have happy birthday. I feel like, why not, right? But you can substitute in a happy birthday stamp from another set. Even this one right here, Fabulous Sayings, has happy birthday. So get this one for your $5 offer, and now you've got a happy birthday. Problems. I'm a problem solver, you guys. I'm solving problems left and right. Okay, the Greenery Lane stamp set coordinates with the Greenery Lane dies, and I love the new packaging that shows you the image of the dies here. I have been using this image, I think, for the last 2 weeks. I'm sneaking this into all of my cards because I love something that's just kind of a leafy spray, and it's really awesome. So here are the dies. They are all on this mat. I just want to point out that you're getting a couple of duplicates. So the little flowers, there are 2 dies up here that are tiny. Like, I'm going to call this small flower and smaller flower. You're getting 2 of those. They're linked together. You're also getting 2 individual small flowers. So you can die cut a whole bunch of small flowers at the same time, which is awesome. Everything else is either a die that's going to cut your imagery that is stamped, which are these 5, or you're getting this bonus die. This is the die I'm using on almost everything. Like, every card is getting this. If you've gotten a card kit from me in the last couple weeks, you got one of these already. So these are the dies. I have gone ahead and I'm trying to get a little bit more organized. I don't know about you, but this is just a half sheet of cardstock. I chose garden green because I felt like Greenery Lane should go on a garden green piece of cardstock. And I die cut each of these shapes so that I would know really what they look like. I'm going to put these in a little flip book so that I can flip through quickly and see what dies I have before I go diving into my alphabetized dies to find them. So this is just another way for me to get organized. So if that's helpful to you, definitely try that at home too. The Greenery Lane card class is coming to you, as mentioned at the beginning of this class. A $50 order gets you the 4 card kits. You might be wondering, what card kits are we getting this week, Julie? I mean, like, this is exciting, right? So you might think that a Greenery Lane class might be like all green cards, but it's a little bit deceiving. Oh, by the way, Greenery Lane, I forgot to mention this. This is washi tape. And it coordinates with this Greenery Lane washi tape, which is awesome. The dies actually will cut out the images from this tape. So you can get this separate. This is a $15 item. And if you remember the other, I can't even think of the name of it now. There was another washi tape, and Stampin' Up! Still has this in here. This is the flowers. So I'm just showing you like how much washi tape I have used. This is my older flowery one, and this is pretty much a brand new. There's been a little bit used here. So there's a lot of tape here and a lot of use. We are not using that in our class today. In case you're wondering, I know a lot of demonstrators are just like, they're pulling the washi tape out, they're die cutting it, they're slapping it on cards, and they're calling it good. I researched Greenery Lane cards because I kind of wondered what was out there using the bundle, just the bundle, and there's very little. So I started from scratch, and I came up with these colors. Something that's kind of gray and yellow and a little bit of green here. So we have some green on this one. This one is definitely not green. We're talking Bliss and Crumb Cake and Espresso. This one, not really green either. I mean, it's Lost Lagoon and Peacock and Crumb and some vanilla. So it's not quite green. And then this one, oh my gosh, totally not green. Petal Pink and Crumb, pretty much for this one. There are ribbons for each. There's an embossed piece for each. Each one of these has specialty papers, as mentioned. So those are the card kits that are coming your way with your order this week. So green, if you were hoping for green, you are not in luck. There's no luck with the green today. Hi, Donna. It's good to see you. Hi, Melissa. Melissa says it's cold in Western New York, and it sure is. I mean, it's been cold everywhere. My goodness. So, hope you guys are all staying safe and warm. So, there we go. Now, the Greenery Lane bundle is in the mini catalog. The January mini just came out. And here it is on page 56 and 57. So over here, you can see the bundle. You can see some samples where they've actually taken those great pieces of washi tape, die cut them, use them. Here they are showing you how to take your washi tape. You can put it on vellum. You can put it on white cardstock, washi tape, repositionable. So you can, play around with it a little bit if you need to, and then you can die cut some of those images out. So if you're interested, as we get our class going today and you're like, oh my gosh, where has this been in my life? I need this. Then there you go. We're going to start with a card that is got a little bit of green in it, just in case you're like really disappointed about the whole green factor here. So here we go. We're going to start with our first card kit. This is what comes to you. Make sure I get everything out of the envelope because I stuff them full really good. All right, so you're getting a gray granite card base. I happen to have mine scored in half and ready to go. So there's that. And we are getting some DSP. Oh, look. It's also blue. So if you like this combination of colors, we've got some yellow and some blue and some green. This is what we've got. And we've got some stylish shaped circles and a banner here. These come to you just like this. Now this is, what is this? This is not supposed to be in this kit. That's kind of funny. This is a specialty paper for another kit. So we're going to set that aside. That little scrap snuck in when I wasn't looking. You are getting some ribbon. This is balmy blue gingham ribbon. It is super cute. It's probably really hard to see, but it is so cute. Nice little piece of blue ribbon. Some balmy blue cardstock. Okay, I think this is everything for this kit. Let's talk a little bit about the specialty paper in this kit. Now again, this is a texture thing, so you're probably not going to see it in this circle. This is called... Let me look at my my notes here. Whispers of Texture Specialty Paper. Okay, it's item 167106. It is amazing. It's like linen paper. It's got a texture to it. It's a very subtle pattern. I absolutely adore it. And when you add a little bit of sponging on it, you're going to get something that looks kind of like this. So I don't know if you guys can see any of the details here, but it is absolutely fantastic. So this is your specialty paper for this kit. Each kit, again, is going to have some specialty paper. And you're getting a first peek now at our first card. And this is one that says, thank you. Isn't that cute? I think it could be a birthday card too. I think all of the cards tonight could definitely be birthday cards. All right, this one is ink heavy. Just going to warn you right now. I'm using a lot of ink. I'm doing a lot of sponging in this one. I love to change up the ink a little bit. We're using Gray Granite, Balmy Blue, Daffodil Delight, and Granny Apple Green. This is a really great color palette. I love the blue, green, and yellow together. I think I did this last week too, but different versions of blue, green, and yellow. So I'm kind of on a kick here with blue, green, and yellow. I guess it's a good thing, right? All right, let's set some things aside and we'll work on the bones of our card kit. We're going to start with the emboss piece. This is the Stylish Stripes Stylish Stripes embossing folder. It is fantastic. And we're going to bring in our Granny Green ink and we're going to make this a little bit darker. So I'm going to use my blending brush here and just ink this up. Now, I'm only going to need to come in off the long side here about halfway, maybe 2/3 of the way in. Let's go in 2/3. We'll darken it down. We don't need to do the whole thing because we're going to kind of tuck this under, you guessed it, a layer, because I love to add like the layers to the things, right? So you can see here that I've done that and we're good with that. So let's put this aside for right now. Move my brush out of the way and let's put together some of these pieces that are on our card kit. So here we go. Green glue time. If it works. I didn't test this one before I went live. Of course not. Oh my goodness. Let me see if we're stuck a little bit. Okay, I need a better checklist before I go live. I always forget something, and today it has been forget about the glue time. There is like a little dry globby in here. I can feel it. If I can work it out, it's coming out. And if I can't, we're going to do a little like class here. So these come off opposite of tighty, righty, lefty, loosey. Okay, so grab this out. Grab out, and there's the cap of my take your pick tool. Now anything pointy is going to work. So I like to keep the spatula blade open on mine, but I'm going to flip this around and bring in the pokey, pointy part right here. And I'm going to grab a baby wipe. The sound of crinkly baby wipes. Here we go. We're going to do this right over top of the baby wipe because could be messy. Okay, so I'm basically going to poke out the little piece right here, and I can see it kind of hard, this piece that's going to come out right here, and just make sure you get all of it out of there. So poke that along. Look at this. And now you're going to have glue all over your pokey tool, whichever you're using. So that's why I have the baby wipe. And now we're going to put this back on, again, opposite of righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, which always confuses me. Okay, there we go. Now we should be good. I'm going to clean off my take your pick tool, and there we go. We are always learning things, right? So if I had done that before I went live, we would have been all set, but maybe that was helpful to somebody. I don't know. We're going to put that over there, and I'm going to put that baby wipe in the garbage because it's got glue on it. Okay, back to business. Here we go. Here comes the glue, just like so. That's what we wanted all along, just a little glue, right? There are always worse things that could happen, and they have. So there we have it. All right, here we go. So here we are just putting this onto a piece of white cardstock. And then this is going to come right down onto our card base. Make sure you know which way your card base opens, unless you want to do this backwards. You could do it backwards if you want to. I'm going to put it about here on my card base, leaving a nice little edge on the right side. I got some glue stuff on my fingers. I'm trying to work this out. Okay, Daffodil Delight. Now, if you wanted to make this a little bit more blue, because there is blue in here. So you can see there's blue in the card, which I didn't know if I wanted to do this or not. What if I did? I'm very famous for switching it up. Oh my gosh, I think I could get away with it. Let's try it. Let's try this and see. Okay, so this is great paper, by the way. It's mixed patterns. I'm going to flip out my book real quick. Flip us to mixed up patterns. Here we go. So you can see here all of the great patterns. This is a great way to keep your DSP organized. But here we go. The yellow and the blue are right here, and I love this DSP. This is one of my favorite DSPs. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the yellow side down on this one. So there we have it. Fortunately, these colors work really nicely together as well. It's like Stampin' Up! Knew that we might want to have yellow or blue on the opposite side. All right, this piece right here is going on with some dimensionals. I grabbed out a brand new sheet. So we're just going to put 6 of these alongside this nice piece of Daffodil Delight cardstock. And this is going to go onto our card base just to give it layers. Now, if you don't want to add dimensionals, you don't have to. You can glue these things all down flat. This is where you would look at your pattern and decide which way do you think looks better. There's really no orientation, but sometimes decisions have to be made and you have to decide which side you want up. All right, so we have a run here at this one, just like so. Now we're going to go ahead and darken down this gray granite stylish shape circle with gray granite ink. I like tone on tone, and I feel like just adding the ink just makes a big difference. It really makes things pop. It defines them a little bit, gives them that edge that just makes them look super awesome. Here, if I stop partway through, you can see here that I have not done this side right here, and that the other part of it just looks finished. It's kind of like finishing. So we're going to go ahead and just put some along the edges there. And while we're having sponging and having fun, we're going to bring in, now these stylish shapes come to you. This is a textured one. We're going to bring in Balmy Blue for this one. And we're going to add a little bit to the center. So we're going to start right at the center, and we're going to work our way outward a little bit. You can always add more if you need to. And I'm not going all the way to the outside edge. I'll just work this a little bit more here, because I want there to still be some white. So kind of like I'm looking to see what you guys are seeing, and whoa, the light is kind of crazy there. But there you go. We're good with that. We're going to put those together, and we'll put the Balmy Blue aside. Let's bring in our stylish shape banner and the Daffodil Delight ink. And we're going to just go ahead and add some ink to this too, because I warned you, this is an ink playing card. Like, I like to add all of the ink. Now, if you are not a fan of all of the ink, you can skip all these steps if you want to, if you're creating this at home. Now, when I do the outside edges, I like to go back through to the banner end and just kind of add a little bit here, kind of flat and off to the end. And it just gives us a little bit more of a look there in the middle. All right, so there we have our little banner, Daffodil Delight. Now we're going to do our leaves. So it's time to get stamping with some leaves here. We have all of these great pieces. This one actually can go together. This textured paper is amazing, by the way. And a great way to sample it is to get these card kits in the mail, because you're going to get this in your hands and then you can kind of feel it, see if you like it too. Now, because I put dimensionals on this layer, I also need to kind of bump up half of my circle, but only half. I don't need to go crazy with the whole thing, or my layers will be a little bit lopsided. So I'm putting 3 right here, kind of in a circle formation, and I'm going to go ahead and put those right there. That's my intention. So just kind of seeing where that's going to go. And I'm going to add adhesive to half of my circle, which is going to come over here on my DSP. So just go ahead and line that up just like that. Look at that. Look at this. It's so awesome. Like, you could pretty much do anything with this card at this point. These are pieces that you're getting no matter what you're doing from here. This card kit has a lot of possibility, and that is my favorite thing about sending card kits to you, is that there's so much possibility for things for you to do. All right, let's talk about the leaves and the stamping. We're going to do this now. We're going to stamp this really big leaf. This is the largest leaf that is in the stamp set. And we're going to go ahead and ink this baby up. And it's going to stamp down onto this piece of white cardstock, just like this. Oh, so pretty and granny apple. Okay, so we'll be die cutting that. You know what I need to do though in between? I need to clean off my leaves because we have a lot of leafing to do today. All right, now we also are going to do something on Balmy Blue, which might be like, you might be thinking, why, Julie, are we doing Balmy Blue? These are the, by the way, got them in a basket ready to go. These are my leaves. They're going to get all messed up because we're going to use multiple on different cards. So hopefully I won't get too crazy. But I wanted to share with you that this is a 2-step stamping set. If you're new to 2-step stamping, this is going to just knock your socks off. But try to not knock them off if you're cold, because that would be bad. So we're going to start with our Balmy Blue cardstock, gray granite ink. Okay, so you might be like thinking, why aren't you using the green? I wanted it to be a little bit more muted, not quite as crazy. So there we go. This is the outline stamp, and you could leave it like this, die cut it, and call it a day. Be super happy, love it, all the things. Actually, while we have the gray granite out, let's bring in the tiny leaf. We're going to do this one too, in gray granite, but this one we're going to do on the white cardstock. So we've got a couple of leaves here. Now we're going to look for our fillers. Here we go, fillers. So the 2-step stamping is basically like fill in without having to color, right? So it's like the easy way to color. So this one right here is going to be our 2-step stamping for this one. And it's basically going to come over here, and I like tone on tone because it's a little bit forgiving, but it gives you the quick coloring. Right here I put blue on blue. So our leaves look a little bit bluer. And then for this one right here, I'm going to kind of show you the before and after. We're going to actually grab the green. So for this one, we are doing green leaves, kind of going a little bit more traditional. And this is the filler stamp. So you can kind of see from the imagery on them how they would fill in the leaves. And just like that, we have instant color. So it's a fast way to color. So if you are, you know, busy doing a lot of ink blending and you don't want to sit and color, I totally understand. That would be me. I prefer to ink blend and just add the quick ink from 2-step stamping. Let me move those ones aside. And while we're here, let's do thank you. And I should have left the gray out. Gray granite, thank you. Okay. Thank you. Got it. Okay, having a sip here. I talk and talk, and then my throat gets dry. There we go. Thank you. Just like that. I'm just going to make a little adjustment to that. Thank you. And try not to cough too much. So these dies right here, I'm sorry, there are dies that will die cut these. Got this one right here. you've got this one right here, and then the small one. So those will all be die cut, and I happen to have them right here, ready to go. So this is what they look like when they're all done. And from the ribbon in your kit, you're going to make a cute little bow with that blue gingham ribbon. Super awesome. And now, we're going to go ahead and finish this one up. If you keep this part to the right, you're going to be able to get this onto your card and get all those layers onto your card as well. We're going to start with this granny apple leaf that we stamped and die cut. And you just need a few dots of glue. You don't need to glue down every little bit of it. We're going to put this over here and begin our layering. Okay, there we go, just like that. And we're going to put dimensionals on the back of the Daffodil Delight banner. This is going to go down next. Oop, well, let's not put it on upside down, shall we? Let's go this way with it. And I'd like for it to hang off a little bit here on the side. I think that looks super cute. All right, next we're going to bring in our little blue leaf. And we're going to put this in right here. Now we want to just kind of, as we're dry fitting, we want to make sure we don't cover up our sentiment. And you don't need a ton, again, a ton of adhesive. I'm keeping my adhesive over here on the back side of the right, just in case it kind of overlaps the left a little bit. I'm not really sure where it's going to hit once I get it on here. So I don't glue down all of it, right? You just need to glue enough to make it work. And we're going to go ahead and add in the tinier little leaf here. We'll put this down right about here, maybe up a little bit more. And then we have our ribbon, and our ribbon I like to put on with tear and tape. There's always a prettier side to the ribbon too. So flip your ribbon over and see which side looks nicer once you've made your little bow. Tuck my tear and tape down a little bit here around my ribbon. And that's going to come right down here, kind of toward the stem area of the card. Look at how cute this is looking. We do need to bring in our bling. And for this one, we're using those Moody Palette Glossy Dots. And we have a few colors here. Just if you missed the beginning of this class, I'm loving these, by the way. We've got Secret Sea, Old Olive, Cloud Cover, and White. And I'm looking to see, now I used the Cloud Cover on this one. It may show up a little bit whiter on camera, but this is the light blue. But over here, I think I need to change it. We had a little discussion on my previous card where I asked what color embellishment should I use. And a few of you were like, well, it depends on the placement of where it's going on your card because you want to be able to see it. So here, and I said I love that we can shop this a little bit, right? If I put it on the green, I could stick with, which I think I'll do because the green is way less busy. So over here, I've got it on green and then up this way, but I think I'm gonna stick with the light blue because I can feel you guys yelling cloud cover at me. I know you love cloud cover. I do. I love cloud cover. So we're gonna make our little triangle, but instead of me putting it over here on the paper where it's gonna get lost, I'm gonna bring it down here. So it's just going to stay. My little triangle will stay on the green rather than going into the designer series paper. And there we did it. We did card number 1. So there we go. Now I need to know in the comments, my friends, do you like the yellow DSP or the blue DSP? Which one of these is your favorite? They both turned out really cute. When you make this at home, you get to decide which DSP you are going to show. So there we go. Card number 1. We made it through card number 1. I just need to refresh. Lynn's like, do it, Julie, switch it up. Patty's like, switch it up. You guys are awesome. I'm just checking out some of your comments right now. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I know it takes a little bit for the comments to come through sometimes, so I'm glad you guys were on board for me switching it up, because I did it anyway. I didn't even see all your comments, but I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Card number 1, a really great layout. Definitely good for your stylish shaped circles if you have those at home and want to try that. Okay, we're going to move on to card number 2. Card number 2 is also not a green card. So Greenery Lane minus the green. In fact, this one has 0 green in it. There's a couple cards tonight that have 0 green, and this happens to be one of them. Now, I know a lot of you love Blackberry Bliss. I like Blackberry Bliss with Early Espresso. I feel like they're really good color companions. They just have that really deep, dark tone, and they go nicely together. Now, another color that I like to add in is Crumb Cake. So you're going to see here kind of this color combination. This is a really cute DSP right here. And in case you weren't sure which one this one is, this is from an Easter pack. I'm going to recommend you get your Easter paper now in case you're like, I like Easter paper. Here it is, Easter Joy. Easter Joy is a specialty paper, and it is a little bit different. Until you actually have it in your hands, you don't understand. It's got like a waxy coated feeling to it on the one side with a specialty. And it's thicker. It's definitely a thicker paper. So you're going to see here, if you flip this over, you've got some stripes. A little bit shiny too. A little bit shiny. But we're going to be using this side because we're going to keep it kind of more neutral. This is your textured paper for card number 2. This is your wood textured specialty paper. It's item 163770. And it actually looks like we've embossed it with like the old embossing folder, which is now no longer, it's retired. It was called, it's not the birch because I'm using birch later. Timber. It was called Timber. I love that embossing folder. This is like a very subtle timber. We also have specialty paper here. This is the Earth and Tone metallic paper, 165901. So we're using a little bit of the metallic paper in here. So you can see it, how lovely these colors are looking right here. I'm giving you a heartfelt hexagon punch. You're getting some twine. Baker's twine. This is the Early Espresso and Old Olive linen twine, and you got some papers over here. This makes up your entire kit. Card number 2. I'm going to set that twine aside. Please remind me to not lose it. Okay, here it is. You guys are ready. I know you're loving the purple already. Tammy says she loves the blue, even though the yellow is pretty as well. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Michelle likes the blue. I know some of my friends, I know some of you guys like, and I love that I know that you like blue. I like blue too, obviously. Okay, here we go. Let's do Here For You. This is our card. So you're going to see here that it's got some shine to it. And the dark colors of the Bliss and the Espresso are kind of brightened up with the Crumb Cake and the white. So it's not a super dark card. I feel like this would be a really good masculine birthday card for the fact that you could definitely use these colors for a masculine birthday. This could also kind of lend itself a little bit toward a sympathy card too. So sometimes the card colors kind of indicate what we might want to use them for, and then other times we are just free to, do whatever we think is amazing. Now I have already scored my card base. And I've already lost my background paper. Here it is. Bringing this back in. Here we go. Because we're doing some stamping with our big leaf stamp. And the colors for this card, by the way, in case you were wondering, Blackberry Bliss, Crumb Cake, and Early Espresso. So it's very kind of neutral to me. These are kind of neutral colors. They're not super bright. They're not pastels, right? But we're going to go ahead and start with this big stamp. This is, I'm going to try and move this up a little bit. This is the big stamp, and we're going to come in here from the top, and we're going to stamp our way down. Now, I probably need more ink in this because I can see it's really light. But we're going to come across the top here, and we're going to do, and I've already done a, hey, let's try this. Let's try to unstick the glue bottle. I don't really want to stop and let me show you how to re-ink your ink pads. But you can kind of see it there. I guess it just really probably, it's that time of year. Things dry out in the craft room when we are heating with wood, and we definitely are heating right now. We're going to come to the bottom, and I've turned it upside, I've turned it toward me, so I'm continuing to stamp the leaf downward. I just feel like it's easier to continue in one direction rather than go oppositely, if that's a word. I made it up, oppositely. Okay, so now I've got leaves that are coming up and leaves that are coming down, and we've got the middle, which is fine because we're going to cover the middle up. So let me close up this one, and we are going to look for my chamois here so that we can clean off this so I don't make something else purple on accident. And let's bring in our crumb cake. Now this is embossed for you with the Forever Plaid embossing folder. And my favorite thing to do, of course, with embossing pieces of cardstock is make them a little bit darker so you can see the pattern. So tone on tone ink, once again, we're just going to do the sides, so you don't have to do all of it. So even though I do a lot of inking, I don't typically do an entire piece. I just do the specialty parts that are going to show. So there we go. That's done. So you can see here a little bit of tone on tone. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start putting this together just so you can see the bones of your card kit here. Now this piece goes right across our card base, right in the middle, or middle-ish. There is no right or wrong. You do whatever you choose as your creative. I'm going to put that across. I'm going to rub that from the back just to make sure that that's going to go down nicely. Now let's grab some of these papers over here. This is white cardstock, really espresso cardstock, and then again our Easter Joy specialty DSP. We're just going to mat these together. I love the look of the matted layers. Just adds a rich elegance to it. Now again, this is kind of waxy. It's definitely waxy and thick, but it will glue down just nicely as well. So go ahead and put your adhesive on that. And I am not keeping those little pastel stripes up. This is definitely not a card that I'm going to do a flip on. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Push that down just like that. And then we're going to put this on with, let me give this another rub over here. Put this down with some dimensionals. Did I do dimensionals on that? I sure did. Okay, good. You know, sometimes these dimensionals are nice because they're not mile-high dimensionals. Like, they're not like so high that you're, you know, you need just like a step ladder to get onto your card, right? They're a little bit more demure. They're not super thick. So sometimes I have a hard time telling if I've used dimensionals or not. I have to actually look at my card. Now your recipe directions always will tell you when I've used dimensionals, so that if you get this card class and you're not sure, you don't want to watch the class again, follow along with that recipe, you'll be good to go. We're going to go ahead and glue down our textured paper here, our wood textured specialty paper. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is, and maybe it's hard to see in the light, this has the Textured Notes dies. So this is a rectangle, it's got the stitching on it, and it's probably really hard to tell by now, but it does. Okay, so let's talk about what other parts are in your kit, because there's not a lot left, which is awesome, right? That means it's easy peasy. So we have, let me grab my dies again. They just keep disappearing on me. So you're getting this foil paper. You are going to die cut my favorite die right here. You're going to die cut this from the foil. And then we are going to, oh, that's pretty much it. Then we're going to do this piece right here, and we're going to be using this die, but we're going to do some heat embossing. So we're going to do that separately. Let me grab out my die cut, because that's all I've got for this card. This is your die cut. This is what it looks like after you're done. Love that shape. Oh my goodness. It's awesome. So we're going to stamp this leaf right here. I just have to find the right stamp. This is this one right here. Okay, so this, actually, let's put this on before I lose it. There was a week ago or so, yeah, I turned around and a piece of my cardstock disappeared right off my desk. And Sandra let me know later. She watched the video and she goes, it was stuck to the back of your card base. And I didn't even know it. I could not find it. I did another piece. But these things happen, right? When you're working, things disappear. And so now I'm going to know to turn over my card base just in case. But here we go. I've got that beautiful foil leaf on there. That's good to go. We're going to set those pieces aside. We're going to bring in our embossing. So let's do a little bit of embossing here. And I've got my Versamark ink. I've got my really cute embossing buddy. Do you guys love this? How sweet is this little embossy buddy? This is where I wanted to remind you that I do have adhesive kits still for sale. They have the little love tag on them. You're getting an embossing buddy that is Valentine's themed. So you're going to be getting one of those. They are definitely bigger and floofier and softer than the embossing buddy that comes, that you can buy, you know, whether you're getting your Stampin' Up! One or another embossing buddy. This is the most fun because it's just like a little poofy pillow of amazingness. So I'm just going to rub that onto my cardstock, and I want you to know that it doesn't have that same powdery residue that the traditional emboss buddies have. Just notice that when I started using it, and it definitely works. So that comes to you free in your adhesive kit. You're going to get a surprise emboss buddy, and it's going to be Valentine's themed, and it's so cute. All right, meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go and stamp this with our Versamark. Then we're going to add our copper embossing powder. So just like so. So this is not really espresso. Look at that. No little stray bits and bobs. I love it. All right, move this out of the way. We're going to keep this out. But I do need to put away my little embossing buddy. So cute. Let me find my heat tool. Aha, here it is. And Melissa says she loves the Blackberry Bliss, which I know Melissa. This is a great kit. We're going to go ahead and heat emboss this real quick. I would love to know in the comments, do you heat emboss from the back side or the front side? Because sometimes people are heat embossing from the back side. So they actually apply the heat this way onto the back of the cardstock rather than this way onto the front. So let me know which way you like to heat emboss, because I feel like the it's more common to do from the front, but I see it more and more often from the back, which is very interesting. All right, we actually are going to die cut this real quick because I didn't do one ahead. So we're going to bring in my die cutting machine. This is where I want to make sure nothing gets lost on my desk, as could happen at any point. All right, so here she comes. I keep all my plates ready to go for die cutting, and then when I emboss and need the 3D plate, I will move the plates off and add in that embossing folder with the 3D plates. But this is just this item right here. And I'm going to just do one item. And there it is. Look at that. Perfection. So sweet. Okay, let's finish putting this one together. We just have a little bit more stamping to do. We're going to do our sentiment piece, and this one I use the Here For You sentiment, which is right here. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to switch something up, because I was wondering what this would look like if I stamped it in Blackberry Bliss. Now I didn't want to do another heat embossed image, although you certainly could. You could heat emboss this image if you wanted to. I wanted to keep it simpler in case someone's not a fan of heat embossing, I understand. But I didn't want to do another white punched label. So this time we're going to try, this is, by the way, early espresso on my sample. We're going to try Blackberry Bliss just to see if we like it. Maybe we'll like it better. So Here For You. I'm going to hold the stamp on here just for a second, because the ink will absorb down and I'll have a nice dark image, except that my Blackberry Bliss isn't super dark, but you get the idea. And if I had my stamp positioner, the new tool, similar to a Misty or Stamparatus, I could definitely go ahead and restamp a couple of times right over top of that, and it would be darker. But I do kind of like the Blackberry Bliss, so we're good there. I do want to bring back in the crumb cake. This punched piece, this is from the Heartfelt Hexagon, is in crumb cake, and I'm going to go ahead and just darken down the edges here with my dauber real quick. And you may be wondering, sometimes I'm using a dauber, sometimes I'm using a blending brush, and you might be like, why do I go back and forth? I use the dauber when I want a little bit more control and just do the edges of something typically smaller. And then if I want to do a bigger surface or cover embossed pieces of cardstock, the blending brush is the quickest way to do that. So I do go back and forth. I do have a blending brush and a dauber for every color. It just makes it easy. I never have to think about which color I'm pulling. It's just good to go at all times. I grab out what I need, and I love it. Okay, so this piece of Blackberry Bliss, let's not use our ribbon scissors. Let's use these scissors. We're just going to go ahead and angle cut the end, and I'm going to flip it which way is easier for you. And I like to flip so that I'm cutting the same angle from both ends. This is going to go down flat. So just adhesive here. This is coming across here. And then we're going to go ahead and add our sentiment with some embellishments. We're going to add our sentiment with some dimensionals. Let me bring these down over here so I'm not reaching. Okay. Hopefully you guys are loving card number 2. Here for you. Again, this could have a different sentiment for sure. I just like to use the sentiments that are in the bundle or the stamp set that I'm featuring, just so you kind of have an idea of what there is available. I feel like the font is always fun to try out as well. All right, so I'm going to bring in some mini dimensionals now, and I'm just going to pop a couple of them on the left side, the back left side of my little leaf here. A couple like right there. And that's so that I can kind of bring this up over here and put it, kind of angle it here around I'm trying to find the best spot here to put this on here. I think maybe right there. So definitely dry fit. You can dry fit before you pull those little tabbies off. Once those are off, it's sticky. There we go. All right, next we are going to take our twine. So this twine is going to come to you in your kit. And you're going to just put the ends together and then cut it in half. Just like that. Now you've got 2 pieces that are about 8 inches long. And you're going to tie a bow. Tie your shoe bow. That's what I like to call this. This twine is really curly. And you can definitely adjust some of the strings as you go. Play with it a little bit. There we go, just like that. How cute, right? Such a cute little bow. And this is going to come on right here, and then of course we're going to need to trim this up a little bit. That's a little bit long. We'll give this guy a haircut. I think, you know what? These are not my ribbon scissors. My ribbon scissors are sharper. These are my paper scissors, and paper scissors are duller because paper dulls them. So I typically have just a pair of scissors that are only for ribbon, and then of course my paper. I'm just grabbing a glue dot. I'm going to put it on the stem of that leaf and add the little knot right there, just like that. How cute is that? All right, so we are going to add our bling now. So for the embellishment here, I chose the Pearls of Beauty. And the Pearls of Beauty have white, calypso coral, and then crumb cake. So the crumb cake works really, really nicely here. The white would be pretty, but it won't really show too much. So we're going to go ahead and stick with the crumb cake. And we're going to go ahead and see if I can, I think I just lost that one. It's right over here. It didn't go far, but it did not go where I wanted it to go. So we're just going to add these on here just like that. And the only difference then on this card, which you can tell me what you like, I love to know, is espresso or blackberry bliss sentiment. So I have a different color sentiment here, but really awesome, really pretty card. That's card number 2 in our class tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and check comments here real quick. Hi Julie, you do not have to apologize for being late. It's perfectly fine. Oh, Patty says she likes these colors together. This is great, Patty. I'm glad you like that. Hi, Janice. Good to see you. Janice likes those colors too. All right. And then Kathy, back from the first card, Kathy likes the yellow, but the blue is nice as well. So it really depends. The yellow and blue are so universal to be able to switch back and forth. But this is card number 2. I'm going to set this one aside. We're going to jump into card number 3 next. Okay. Let me find card number 3. Rockin' and rollin' with Greenery Lane with less green and more color. So our colors here on our leaves, definitely a little bit different. This one has a color combination I also found really interesting to play with. Now, if you're wondering how I come up with my color combinations, it's just trial and error in my craft room. I pull out all the greens, all the blues, all the different colors, and I try to see what color I like with what I'm working with. And it's amazing to me. There are definitely some that I put together that I'm like, absolutely not. Those do not go together. And then I'm always surprised myself what colors I do like together. So this card has a Lost Lagoon base. This is a pretty peacock, so of course these go together really nicely. We've got some garden green, a little bit of crumb cake again, some very vanilla. So we've got some nice little colors here. This is our specialty paper for this card kit. This is the Natural Hues Specialty Textured Paper. Now you're getting cream and gold. There's also a tan. So this has 3 different colors in that paper pack. If you got my product share with the DSP, you got some of this as a sample for free, which is awesome. So you got a 6x6 piece of each of these colors. And it's like they have pressed paper together. It's got a really interesting texture to it, and it's got like just like old-fashioned. It feels crinkly. You're getting 2 pieces there. You're getting a punch piece. This is from the Pick a Banners punch. This die comes from the Creative Haven dies. So you're getting a die piece. And this is a embossed piece from the Birch 3D embossing folder. So this one is Birch. I know sometimes in the camera it's hard to tell. We've got some garden green chevron ribbon. So it's going to kind of tie our green together. And you may be wondering about this DSP. This one is a throwback to the annual catalog. I know at this point, the annual catalog is kind of like in the rear view mirror. Everyone has forgotten about it because we're always shopping the newest, greatest online exclusives, mini catalog. This is the Country Woods DSP. And it kind of has like a little bit of a pool party look to it. And I tried to use Pool Party. I tried to use Coastal. In case you're wondering, like, what other colors did I try? But I ended up using these colors because I liked the combination together. All right, so this is all the parts and pieces in your kit. Let me show you the card. I'll grab the card out next. This one we're going to use the Wishing You Well. This says Wishing You Well right here. So kind of a Wishing You Well. You can see how all of these elements go together. We've got some garden green in here that kind of makes the, kind of tones down all of those really beautiful blue colors. Not gonna lie, the colors are beautiful. Love the blues. All right, let me grab out my card base here, and we're going to talk a little bit about putting this one together. So we're going to start with our embossed piece. This is very vanilla, and vanilla is an interesting choice when you're working with a lot of tan and neutral colors like this specialty paper, because the white would be really stark. So the vanilla is just a nice bridge when you're using more natural tones. The vanilla is just as described, vanilla ice cream, right? If you're thinking of vanilla, it's vanilla ice cream. Now, fun fact, this is how my card should look. But when I was playing with this, I was thinking I could probably use the backside, maybe. Although, this is really brown. It might be, no, I don't think I can. It's so brown on brown. If this brown wasn't here, I would change that up. But I'm not going to because I don't like all of that brown. So we're going to stick with the blue. The blue is winning tonight. So it's a good thing I flipped the DSP on a previous card because you never know. You just never know. But that would be too much brown. Now, if I had a different color for this die right here, then it would work really nicely. We could flip that and use the brown paper. And if you have this kit at home and you prefer the brown, just omit that die, or you could change the color on that by adding lots of ink to it, right? You can change it up. I'm going to be a little dimensional crazy here. Then we're going to pop this layer up. These over here, and then I'm going to regret making a pile on this mat because then I got to pick them up later. Does anybody else ever get these backers like all over your house and you're like, where did these dimensional backers come from? Me. Okay, again, there's not really an orientation, but you may prefer one side up over the other, so just put that on however you like. And now let's talk about some of the other elements here in this kit. We're going to start with this textured paper. This again is the cream pattern, and we're going to do some ripping. Now, some of you are not a fan of ripping, and I don't know if you can tell that it's ripped right here, but we do have a ripped edge. So we're basically going to take our left hand and hold it here. Our thumb is going to kind of indicate where we're ripping, and I'm going to rip toward me. So I'm going to rip with my right hand. I'm just going to rip, move my thumb, rip, move my thumb, rip. So I'm kind of keeping it controlled that way. Just rip, move your thumb down, and there you go. You have a nice ripped edge. It's not too wonky, right? It's pretty straight. And then you have this piece right here. Again, it's pretty straight. Now there is a side that's going to show you a better ripped edge. And there's going to be the back side's going to look more all the same kind of texture as the cardstock. So I want the ripped edge side to have that little bit of a lighter bottom along there. And I'm going to also put this on, instead of throwing this away. I mean, just because we ripped our paper doesn't mean we got to toss it in the garbage, right? I'll get my glue to work again. So we're just going to add a little bit of adhesive the back side, and I'm going to bring this down, and I'm kind of creating almost a double edge here, kind of like a ruffle along. So hopefully you can see, I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but there is another little bit here as well, just like that. Now this is going to come onto our card base, and I'm not going to put my adhesive all the way to the ends because it's going to overlap this piece a little bit. So keep that in mind. You don't need to have lots of glue. Now, if this is an issue for you, because I know sometimes in design, you're like, no, absolutely not. This has to be the exact same size. You can trim this piece to be the size of your pretty peacock. Like, you can do that. That's okay. There's no judgment on that at all. We're going to bring in crumb cake. I forgot to tell you what colors we're using for this card. We're using crumb cake, garden green, pretty peacock, and early espresso. These are the colors for these. Really nice colors here as well. Brown, blue, green, love it. All right, crumb cake. Now that we've got our colors figured out, we're going to bring in the crumb cake, and we're going to, first, I have to move all these. Oh, you guys can't see them. I see that my head's in the way. We're all, my little pile of dimensional backings. I have my little box, my little picture in a picture there. So you guys didn't see my nasty pile. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Thanks, Janice. I love the compliment. I appreciate it so much. You're awesome. All right, we're going to come through and we're going to go ahead and, so I'm trying to do a bigger surface and a little bit quicker, so I'm going to use my blending brush. I just want to add some crumb cake here. I love tone and tone. Crumb cake here along the embossed, I'm sorry, the die cut piece. Again, this is from the Creative Haven dies. So you're getting samples of all kinds of stuff with the card kit. All right, let me bring in what we got going on here. So we have, now we have our piece right here. We're going to glue this one down flat. I gotta look for a second. Sometimes I have so many layers, it takes me a minute to remember, like, what did I do next? Okay, yep, we're going to go right here. And this is a nice little banner. Now, if you have the banner dies, and you can find a small enough one that's about the size that would fit in here. If you're trying this at home, just try, kind of recreate it. Absolutely. Go for that. All right, this piece right here, we're going to die cut at home with our very favorite die in the world, this one right here. And again, this is that textured paper, so it's kind of a textured leaf. So this is going to go down next. We're going to go ahead and just put this on. I die cut that earlier, so you don't have to watch me do all of the things, but just get the ideas from the different cards that I'm sharing with you. Some creative ideas. I'm going to go ahead and put this one down right here. Really awesome. Move this aside. And let's talk about these pieces right here. We're going to go ahead and do some stamping. So we have, oh yeah, this is what we're doing. Okay, we have, this is our sentiment piece. Again, pick a banner, punch right here. But this is just kind of a background piece. So you're stamping on these two pieces, very vanilla and garden green. We are stamping this one with the two-step stamping. And then we've got, I'm just looking to see my leaves here. This one with two-step stamping. Oh, there's three here. We're going to do this one with, you guessed it, two-step stamping. So I'm just basically looking at my stamps to see which ones are going to fill in the leaves. Is that the correct one? I think so. We're going to find out. We're just going to find out. We're going to start with espresso. So each of the backgrounds is going to be an espresso color. So we're going to go ahead and, on the vanilla, we're going to get this one here. And then we're also going to get this one in here. So just angle your images a little bit. You'll be able to fill those right up. There's two of them right there. We're going to pause slightly here for a moment. And I'm just looking at your comments. Lynn loves the Country Woods DSP. I do too. I mean, and that's been around for a little bit too. That one has definitely been around for a bit. So it's kind of nice to go back through and Oh, we're good. We're good. It's nice to go back through and see some of those DSPs that we might have forgotten we have in our collection. We're going to do some tone on tone on the garden green. So this is the garden green right here. So garden green stamp on the garden green cardstock. We're not going to do the filler for that one because we're just going to leave that one just like that. But while we have out garden green, let's do the filler for this one right here. So this one has garden green filler in it. So once I get this inked up, hopefully you can see the image, and that's going to fill in all of these leaves right here. So just basically lining it up in instant color. Now it's not meant to color fully. It's meant to have little space around it. So don't think that you messed it up. It's got some white space on purpose. Now, if that bothers you, then two-step stamping might not. This two-step stamping, you know, you have the option. You could color with your blends, your markers, whatever, watercolor pencils. I'm coming in with the Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to go ahead and do the leaves on this one, just like so. So we've got that really, I love these colors, by the way. Garden Green, Pretty Peacock. Really nice colors to use as well. Okay, so I think we have all of our stamping done other than our sentiment piece, Wishing You Well. And similar to the card we just did, I'm going to switch up the sentiment and I'm going to use Early Espresso. So on my card right here, I do have Pretty Peacock, which is really pretty, of course. But we're going to do Wishing You Well in Early Espresso here just to see, maybe we'll like that one better. I probably should have tried green too. I only have one extra piece right here, so let's just see if this works out well. And the Wishing You Well will work well on the size cardstock that I'm sending you that has a little punched edging to it. So there we go, Wishing You Well. Now we've got it done here in the Early Espresso. I think we have everything we need. So we're going to go ahead and pretend we die cut because I have all these pieces right here. So here's our little bow with our chevron ribbon. Here is our peacock and espresso leaf, our espresso and garden green leaf, and then just our cute little garden green leaf. So those are all of those pieces right there. So now we can finish putting this one together, and we got to look at all the layers and how it goes on. I'm going to start with this bigger leaf. I like to start with the bigger ones, work my way through into the smaller leaves. There we go. And we're going to just put this up here. Kind of like that. I know it looks funny when you start out because you can't leave everything like all snug together. You got to spread this out a little bit. So don't be afraid to, like, you know, let your leaves let them spread out a little bit. Give them some room. Let me bring this one in over here. And of course, you can dry fit these at home if you're like, oh, I gotta figure this out before I start gluing stuff down. I have my sample in front of me, so it is kind of helpful. In your card recipe, you're going to have some pictures that you can look at, so you'll be able to kind of see where I have all these great things on my card. All right, so this piece right here, this is just Pretty Peacock, just a plain old piece of Pretty Peacock. We're going to go ahead and just put some adhesive here in the middle, not all the way to the ends, because the sentiment here is going to come on, and it's not going to need adhesive all the way to the ends, right? Because it's going to stick out just a little bit on each end. And we're going to add this in with dimensionals. We'll do 3. And Wishing You Well is going to come right across here. Now we're going to cover up the little stems that we had here. So all of this mess, kind of like right here, is meant to be covered. And this will fit really nicely right across our ripped paper. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to just do a glue dot here for our last little bow. Now this ribbon is a narrow ribbon, and so it's a little bit smaller. I'm going to put my glue dot like right here where that little stem is sticking out for my sentiment piece. So we're going to put that right down there. Wishing You Well. It's small enough that it doesn't really hide our sentiment. You can see it in there. Wishing You Well. And there we go. Now we need to add our bling, but we have the Pretty Peacock and we have the Early Espresso sentiments. I think they both look really nice actually. So you guys let me know which one you prefer while I look for my embellishment. And I've chosen to use something kind of metallic. So it would kind of go in with this theme. It almost looks like there's little like screws here, like kind of on this this wood panel, if you will. So these are pressed flower motifs. They come in a couple of sizes. I chose the smaller ones just so they wouldn't kind of be as large and too bulky. And we're going to go ahead and put this across just like this in a nice little row of 3. 1, 2, 3, just right up there. How cute is that? Wishing you well. And again, this would be a great birthday card. I mean, you don't have to, use the same sentiments that I just used, but there we go. Wishing you well. Super cute, right? Loving the blues together. So there's card number 3. And move some stuff out of the way, and we're going to go into card number 4. I bet you guys all think card number 4 is going to be green, right? The Greenery Lane. You're waiting for a green card. Like, I don't know. If you've just tuned in, you may be wondering, why are we not using green cards? We started out with these cards, and then we made this card right here, and then we made this card with Greenery Lane. Not so green, right? Okay, this last one might surprise you with the green choice, just in case you're wondering. Okay, we're on to card number 4. This is our last card. We're gonna get going here. Let's get the card kit out. This one is so pretty. Oh my goodness, this one is just a really pretty card, by the way. Oh, this is a ribbon from the other card, but I had my bow made. There we go. Here we go. Card number 4. This one is really pretty, actually, by the way. Oh, there's a piece in here still. There's a lot. Again, lots of things in these kits. So there we have it. This is Petal Pink, and I love Petal Pink and Crumb Cake together. They're very elegant. You're getting some really pretty, this is white and gold ribbon, and you're getting a lot of it. There's a chunk of ribbon right there coming your way. You're getting some crumb cake, you're getting some DSP. This one's really pretty. I'm wondering if you guys know which one this one is. It's Petal Pink, and you're like, what's in there? What's Petal Pink? If I were to show you that this one came from Cute as a Bug, you might be like, what? The Cute as a Bug right here, up here at the top. Cute as a Bug. Really good paper, by the way. The B-side of Cute as a Bug is non-bugged. But in case you really wanted to do something fun, you could use Cute as a Bug with this one. I'm not going to judge. You're getting some Petal Pink and some vellum. These are both embossed with the Gathering Leaves embossing folder. So there's 2 pieces here that are coming to you embossed. You're going to see that one is longer than the other. White, and then, oh, these labels. I'm loving the Beautifully Celebrated dies. You're getting one in Petal Pink, one in white, and then we've got some other white cardstock that we're going to work with. So there we go. That's what's in this kit. And now I bet you want to see what the card looks like. Okay, hi Chris from Iowa. Oh gosh, she's going to watch replay to see what she missed. I'm just reading this like I'm just reading some of Chris's. Chris leaves the best comments. If you ever want a good a chuckle and just to hang out with me on my Facebook page, Chris Robinson leaves me the most fun comments. I absolutely adore them. She's got some great stories to tell. And so Chris just popped in here, so that's awesome. All right, we're doing our final card here, not with bugs. By the way, we're keeping it really pretty. This could be almost like a wedding card. This could be a Galentine card because it isn't pink or red. It doesn't scream Valentine's Day, but it does say love and hugs. So it is a really pretty card. I know the lighting in here for some reason, at least what I'm seeing, is not the best. So hopefully you guys can see this pretty well. But it is a super, super pretty card, and I absolutely love how this one came together. All right, let me move my card base and bring in my scored card base so that we can get going on this one. And we're going to work with this vellum piece first. This vellum and the embossed Petal Pink. And you guessed it, we're going to do some inking things. So the colors for this one are very simple, if I can find them. Let's see. Did I bury them? I probably did. We have Petal Pink. We have Soft Seafoam. I know these are such soft colors. They barely show up in the light here. And then we have Crumb Cake. So this is our color palette. Really simple color palette. Really soft and springy for sure. We're going to start with the Petal Pink. And we're going to emboss. I'm sorry. This piece is embossed. We're going to sponge the top and the bottom. Oh my goodness. The Petal Pink comes on here just right out the gate, and you can already see the difference here in the embossing on this one. So we're going to do top and bottom. You don't have to, again, you don't have to do the whole thing. We're going to cover some of this up. So just give it a nice little swish of color. Now we're going to get fancy with our vellum, which is right here, and our ribbon. So what I want you to do with this ribbon, I want you to do two things. First, I want you to take your ribbon and figure out how much ribbon you would need to wrap it around the edge of your vellum. So just cut that off. Now don't be too generous because the rest of this is going to be your bow. Okay, so leave yourself some good ribbon for the bow. In fact, here, let's make our bow right now. I'm going to do bunny ears, kind of even them up, and then put this through. In case you're wondering, I do make bows because a lot of my bows are made ahead because sometimes bows are fussy, right? Sometimes you're like, there's a lot of working parts to a bow. But I like to start with bunny ears, and it's really just a matter of adjusting as you go along. And then adjusting your tail, your bow length, all of that good stuff, right? Maybe I want that one to be a little bit lower. And this is why I make them ahead, so that I'm not doing this for like, 20 minutes. The perfect bow in 20 minutes. There we go. All right, so there's a good bow. We had plenty to wrap on our vellum, which is probably hard to see right here. But this is going to wrap on our vellum, and then we have this beautiful bow right here for our card. And we're just going to snip the ends like so, and our bow is ready to go. How beautiful is that? Love. All right, let's come back to this now. We are going to bring in some tape. I don't use tape often. I use glue most of the time. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some tape runner here to our ribbon that we trimmed to fit the vellum. So we're going to put this across our vellum. So just find a nice, middle spot if you want. You can go higher or lower. Price is right, higher or lower. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put some adhesive on the back, and we're going to tuck this around. So we're tucking this just like so. Look how pretty that is. Beautiful. And now we're going to put the vellum on our cardstock that is embossed and sponged. But this time we're going to just bring this right across where our ribbon underneath. This is the back side, so you can see where the ribbon goes. And then we're going to bring this across pay attention to orientation of your embossed pieces. Make sure they match. Don't put one on upside down, okay? I'm just looking at that right now. This is going to come across here. And again, this is longer than the pink piece, and that's on purpose. We're going to actually tuck this around to the back side now. So just going to bend it backwards and tuck it. Just like that, okay? And then bend this one backwards, and it tucks a little bit. I think it crinkled there a little bit too from the embossing. I'm just going to kind of pinch it, make it look okay. And there it is, just like that. Oh, it goes like this. There it is, just like that. Ta-da! I want the leaves to be going the right direction. That's what had me confused for a second. So there we go. So we didn't put any adhesive here where the vellum will show, because we all know that vellum, we don't want to have the adhesive showing through our vellum. It ruins the effect. While we're playing with petal pink ink, which is somewhere in my craft room right here, we're going to go ahead and bring in the die cut that's coming to you as part of this class. And I love these nesting dies. Oh my gosh, beautifully celebrated dies are like my new favorite. I'm trying to not use them on everything so you guys don't get sick of them, but they're very elegant dies. For sure. Like, they're going to be great for wedding cards, Mother's Day cards, birthday cards for, the special ladies in your life, right? Like, there's a lot that you can do, I think, with those dies. We're going to be going ahead and putting our last sentiment together here. This is Hugs and Love. This is the 4th sentiment in the Greenery Lane bundle. And we're going to put it on this die cut. It fits in there just right. Look at that. How cute is that, right? Okay, there's Hugs and Love. Now I'm just looking to see what else I might need this ink out for before I start putting things away, because we're going to go ahead and put our kit together. And once we get going here, this is going to come along quite quickly. So we're going to go ahead and add our DSP. Sorry, little bugs. And I know they're super cute, right? Look at the butterfly. Okay, this is not about bugs. This is about a very elegant card with petal pink and crumb cake. This DSP is matted on crumb cake. Oops. Oh, goodness. It slid sideways a little bit on me. Okay, there we go. Fixed. The glue. All right, we're making sure we know which way we open. This is just coming onto our card base like this. And then we're going to go ahead and put this piece down This is the piece that has that, the vellum tucked to the back, the ribbon tucked to the back. Now this is going to come across the entire width of your card base. So it's going to go end to end. I'm just going to kind of make sure I've got it on there right. End to end. Flipping it, and I'm going to just press here on the back side. Now yes, this is going to make it a little bit bulky because we've got embossed and we've got ribbon, and it tucks in the back. If you really want to, you could trim it. I just like the tucking feature a little bit better because it kind of just hides it and secures it. So there we go. So there's like the bones of the kit right here, just like that. We're going to go ahead and add in our die cut piece, but when we do this, we're going to be a little bit more selective on where we put our dimensionals because we're going to try to avoid this section of the card because that's going to be really bumpy. So this is how I'm putting my dimensionals on the back. I'm keeping the 3 to the top, and I'm keeping this one here to the bottom. So if I were to put it like this and show you, so it's well above my ribbon, and then it's below my ribbon, and that just helps. Ask me as how I know, right? Because I've done the layers, I've done the dimensionals, and I kind of just know that there are some things you just don't need a dimensional on because you already have all the stuff going on your card base. All right, so we've got that and we've got that. Now you may be wondering, what about all the leaves, Julie? This is the Greenery Lane. We need to do things with leaves. So on this piece right here, you are going to die cut a couple of the very famous dies right here. So you're going to be able to get 2 on here. So you're going to get 1 here, and you're going to get 1 here. I have them right here, as a matter of fact, just to show you that you can use the same piece of white. You're going to get 2 die cuts, and you have room. I like to make sure you have room to get all your things onto your paper. So here are the 2 die cuts. We're going to go ahead and put these on right now. A little bit of glue. Don't go crazy. Just a little bit. And we're going to bring this one up this way. See that right there? Now this one's going to come in, and it's going to go in the opposite direction. It's going to come down, and we're going to overlap this in the middle, and you're going to be like, oof, looks like a train wreck right there. Well, it does. I get it. Right here. See the mess in the middle? Oops, if it stays there. I didn't give it a second to decide that it really liked where it was laying right there. Okay, so it's very messy in the middle, but it's giving us this kind of spray look of top and bottom. There's that white cardstock. Let me move that out of the way so I don't get confused what I'm doing with all of the things. All right, we have 2 more pieces right here. We have some stamping to do. We're going to do another one of those little leaves. We've done quite a few of them from this set. And if I could find the stamp case, if you will, the imagery from the stamp, you're going to see here again the 2-step stamping. So we've done a bunch of these. We're going to be playing with this one right here, and then the 2-step stamping as well. So I actually have used this is the inside of my case, by the way. I stamped my images there to help me put them away. I've used every stamp in this set, and that's 15 stamps. Oh my gosh, after this one right here, 15. We've used all of them. So we're going to go ahead and stamp this. Instead of in green, we're stamping the outline in crumb cake. Now again, a nice light neutral color, just like that. Mine could be a little darker if my ink was darker. Apologize for the fact you can barely see it, but it is it is stamped there. I need to re-ink. Okay, crumb cake outline. Okay, soft seafoam. We're going to do our 2-step stamping. Get our leaves. Oh, that's a bad example, but bad, better. There we go. See? Can happen. And we're going to go ahead and put this away. I have already stamped and die cut them. This is what they look like when they come out. So we're going to go ahead and add these in next. We're going to just pop this one up this way. Oh, the tickly's coming back. Excuse me. We are almost to the end here. I know I can make it a couple more minutes. On this white cardstock, you are going to go ahead and play with these cute little flowers. So if you die cut all these tiny flowers, just like so. You're going to get them all on here. Line those up and get all those teeny tiny flowers. Those are the small flowers. And in your stamp set, you have a single small flower, and then you have a stamp that has 2 of them mounted together. So depending on how you want to, if you prefer to stamp and then die cut, you're going to stamp those 2 and then die cut them, and then you're going to stamp the single one and die cut just like that. So I have already gone ahead and done that part, just so you don't have to watch me do it. And here they all are. Now this is actually a couple more than I need. And I want you to know that I prefer to die cut and then stamp. So I did actually die cut these and then I stamped them. Even the ones that are double, I just did a single one. Now this one right here is one that is a small one that got lost temporarily in my craft room. I lost it. And I did those in just the petal pink. So this is a single, so I did all the single stamps with that one. And then for the double, because there's 2 stamps on here, even if they're separated because I've already die cut them, I can still just line up the small flower with, hopefully I can line it up. And if not, that's okay too. But there it is, the small one. I don't even know if you can see that, my goodness. But I did stamp that. I did it, just like so. All right, so that one is stamped. So now we've got all these cute little flowers, and we're going to add them into our card. I've added them right in, just like they're flowers in the little greenery here. So first we're going to put down our sentiment piece, and I added dimensionals for this one. Ooh. My goodness. I guess we're going to just do 4 here. We got going on it. It's got 4 dimensionals. Okay, so here we go. Now, if you are loving this class, if you've learned anything or you think the cards are pretty, please send me some love. Let me know that you like this class. Leave me a comment. Leave me a like or a love. You can share this video on your news feed too. They don't stay around for forever. Facebook will delete it after 30 days, but it gives maybe some of your stamping friends a chance to check out this class as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just put a mix of flowers in here. I'm just a little bit of glue on the back of each one. That's like not even glue, Julie. That's pretend glue. Okay, so again, these are different sizes, so you can kind of mix them in. Spread them around a little bit. They're super cute. Wherever you want them to go. I see I left a gap there, and I really didn't mean to. So I might fill it in with some flowers on this one. I meant to put these a little bit closer together. So we're just going to fill this in a little bit. This one's very flower happy. And these are really super, super cute, and they're super easy to stamp as well. Even though they're so tiny, hopefully you guys can see them on there. I won't put that last one on. That was like an extra one that I had found. And now we have our bow that we made earlier, and somewhere on my desk I have tear and tape. Now, if you especially love this class and you want to get these card kits at home, just place a $50 order in my online store through January 31st, which is Saturday. I will be cutting up your kits and mailing them out. My kits typically mail Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest of the following week, so you'll have a little bit of time before you receive yours. But in the meantime, you'll be waiting to get in your Greenery Lane bundle. I just know you will. It's a really great bundle. Love to know if you are loving this bundle as much as I am. I think the leaves are so versatile. This is the Pearlized Faceted Circles. There's a whole bunch of like Calypso and Petal Pink pretty colors on here. A couple dog hairs. Mine have dog hairs. Yours probably don't. You probably don't have any dog hairs. I have plenty of dog hairs on my everything. They just show up. I don't know what happens. All right, I chose to put these just right around where my little flowers are, just kind of accenting a few of them. I didn't put them exactly like in the center of each flower because then I would have to go crazy adding all of the embellishments. But there we go. We did it. We made it through all of the cards from this class. I'm going to go ahead and push those aside. I'm going to bring in all of the cards just so you can have one last look in case you popped in partway through the class and you're wondering what we made before you got here and joined us. So this was the 4th card. And I always want to know which is your favorite too. So that's another thing that you have to tell me. I want to know what you loved. Let's see here. We've got card number, think that was our third card, right? Yeah, that was our third card today. This one right here, Blackberry Bliss. So pretty, right? Let me shove those up a little bit farther. Try to get them all in here so you can see them all one more time in case you'd forgotten where we've been and what we have done. We have been busy. That's what we've been doing. We've been busy making some really pretty cards. So these are all with the Greenery Lane bundle. Again, not a lot of green tonight, but a lot of really pretty colors. Great ways to try out this set as well. And let me see if I can find out where to bring myself back around here so you can see me again. I'm going to move my camera slightly this way so you're not looking at my other camera. There we go. Okay, that's awesome. A blue person prefers the pink and the Blackberry Bliss cards this week. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's really good praise actually for this card set. So someone who loves blue likes the Blackberry Bliss and the petal pink. That is so awesome. And Jenna says, always fun with you. Thank you guys. Jess loves card number 2. Card number 2 was the Blackberry Bliss. That is awesome. I'd love to know which cards you guys love. It kind of helps me also to design card classes that I think might appeal to you so that you can get some inspiration with another bundle, which I'll be back with again next week. And just to see what else we can do with designer series paper to match those colors that you love to use. So again, thank you guys so much for your time hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Send me some love, share my class, leave some comments for me. I love reading them when I get done. You guys make my day. I hope that I make yours too. I will be sharing pictures of these cards on my Facebook page and as well in my email newsletters. So if you're looking for a really good close-up of the picture of the card, I'll have those for you. It makes it so much easier. Sometimes the video is really hard to capture, but I take some really nice pictures of each card and then share them. They're Pinterest worthy, and I really need to put them on Pinterest as well. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time. Until next time, stay inspired, create something beautiful, and share the love. Bye, my friends.